All right. Okay, welcome in everybody to another Tuesday Affiliate Power Hour. I am your affiliate manager. And okay, here we go. I'm gonna pin this. There you go. Okay, as we always do, I'm gonna go ahead and share the leaderboard. It is June 24th. It is mine and my wife's anniversary. Neither of us forgot this year, so we're doing well. But gonna go ahead and show the leaderboard. Can everybody see this? Let's see, Mark, I can see you. Can you see the leaderboard?
Yes, you're
Okay,
good.
awesome. Hey, Bruce, good to see you. All
Good
right,
morning.
good morning. So we got,
Look at Bruce at number three. There we
let's go.
go.
Let's go, Bruce. Good work, brother. We got Brandon Mulrennan, Ashley, and Lacey Flinard. I just met them the other day. They are doing well. We got Bruce up there. Good work. Becky Real, Keller Wheeler, Tyler Hoff. Ooh, awesome. I met him the other day too. Very cool. And Magic Brad killing it once again. We got Mandy up here. Sorry, Mindy. Mindy up here. Hopefully we can get Mindy in the call today. I just talked to her yesterday. She did a really fun post in the group. Someone that she referred became an affiliate. Um, so very exciting. Jules Price, Kyle Handy. This is a new name. Israel Duran. This is someone that I got into Mailbox Power. That's fun. Michael and Brenda killing it as always. Marty Fort, very cool. Let's see. Oh, we got more people to admit in here. Yeah, lots of people coming in. Very good. All right, if you're just joining us, we are covering the leaderboard. Nanette, Finn, Teresa, good work, and Ellen Mars. Brandon Moretti on this side as well. Lulu, always killing it. Joe Peterson, Steven Angeline, very cool. And Carrie Thompson. Carrie's been bringing in a lot of people as well that are becoming affiliates. So that's fun to see, of course. Senior Services North America, very cool. And Daniel Den. So good work, everybody. Let's keep it going. We got a little bit longer in June. So let's see if we can capitalize on that and keep it going. If you are not on the leaderboard, let's get you on there for sure. We do have our bingo boards. I'll make sure and repost that. I know a bunch of you have already crossed off a full row of the bingo boards. So good work, everybody. All right, so fun. Oh, got another person coming in. So, hopefully some of you were on our live last week. It wasn't in it was on StreamYard, it wasn't on Zoom. How many of you were on there last week? Raise the hands. Yes is in the chats. Bruce was. Who else? Give me a yes in the chat if you were. Okay, Suzanne was. Who else? And I'll make sure I'm going to put this in the Mailbox Power um, group as well, so that everyone can see it. If even if you're not an affiliate. Okay, good. So we're going to be covering a bunch of questions, and Will's going to go over some good stuff as well for us and kind of use cases. So if you saw the live last week and you're like, awesome, but I still don't get it about AI prospecting suite, we're going to cover it even more. So Will, I'm going to have you share your screen if that's okay, and we're going to cover a bunch of questions.
You got it. Yeah.
Remove.
Um, First and foremost, what questions do you guys have? I mean, I'll jump in and dive in and show you guys how these campaigns work and things like that. But first and foremost, if you guys have any questions right out of the gate, I'd be happy to answer them, and they'll probably, pour us into some other areas. But um, yeah,
Let's.
what do you guys think?
Suzanne's got one. She says, "How many websites can you have?"
How many websites can you have? So you can add as many as you want uh, with the website campaigns for Visitor Reveal. They just have to be your websites. That's the only caveat. So it's not like you can go on and scrape leads for Facebook.com, right? We all wish we could do that, but it has to be your own website.
And then I got a few other questions here. So let's do this as well. Will, who, maybe a few use cases of who AI prospecting suite is best used for? Oh yeah, Bob's on here. That's great. Bob has a bunch of questions. But let's take like, hey, this is our dream person. Who would use AI prospecting suite the fullest? Because maybe it's not, used for everyone right now if they don't have a website. But let's kind of take our dream customer. Does that make sense?
Yeah. I would say the beautiful part about this tool is that it can work for nearly any and every business, right? So if I'm an affiliate like you guys and I'm thinking about how this tool can help people, um, I would think about what are the businesses that are going to use their website the most, right? Who lives on their website gaining them business, right? There are some companies where their website is their lifeline, right? It's different with maybe a physical location like a restaurant or something, but what are those types of businesses that the website traffic is how they get their business, or at least a great portion of that. And so you've got to think through those types of industries, whether it's general contractors or roofers or people. They go onto Google and they search for a company, and then they'll see a Google My Business profile and they'll click on their website or they'll give them a call. Um, the great part is that you have the ability to scrape the website traffic that you never even knew about, right? So if we think about our websites, um, Mailbox Power, prime example. I just looked, we had 40,000 unique views in the last 90 days. It's phenomenal, right? That's really good. We love that. Um, but there's 30,000 of those people that we have no idea who they are. And so this tool allows us to actually scrape the website traffic and generate leads for the people that we never would have even known who they were, except for this tool helps us gain that traffic, right? So yeah, anyways, that's what I would say is try to think of the different industries like um, general contractors, roofers, dentists, all of the home services companies. They all heavily rely on their websites, their Google business profiles that drive people there, Facebook ads. Anybody running paid ads? Think about all of the traffic that you use with Facebook ads, and you run paid ads to drive the traffic to your website.
So good.
So hopefully that helps.
Yeah, that's so good. Um, because if you have a website, you got two or three people coming every month. It's like now you got to make sure you cover the traffic side of it first. You want lots of people coming to
Yeah,
that page so that we can capitalize it.
absolutely. Yeah. No, it is important to make sure that you don't go into our system and you've got 5 people a month going to your website and you load $200 onto your wallet, right? It's not going to make people go to your website. We're just going to scrape the traffic that's already there. So with our wallet system right now, it's you're loading budget onto each individual wallet. Hopefully in the near future, that's going to change to be one universal wallet, just like Mailbox Powers is right now. So we're working on that actively. But in the meantime, until that adjustment happens, just know that each individual campaign has its own separate wallet. Okay. Um, I see, is there a minimum of leads to have to purchase as with the list builder? Does your MVP replicated site count? So first one, no, there's not a minimum amount of leads. You can choose however little or many leads that you want to generate. You can go in and that's kind of the nice part about the budget tool, is that you can go in and say, I want to get X number of leads per day. And the system will basically continue to generate you leads until it caps out at that limit. But yeah, there's no minimum or maximum for those, for either the visitor reveal or the intent finder campaigns.
Anything else on that, Bruce? Is your question good? Good to go.
Yeah, that's fine. Because you need a minimum of 100 to buy a list in the list builder. So that's why I was asking.
So that has actually been changed. I worked with our team to get that changed to 50 contacts now. So you can now scrape a list as low as 50 contacts. I wanted to do that because we're starting to see a lot more home service companies that they want to specifically scrape a specific neighborhood, right? That's really common. They've got a job out on a specific street, so they'll go and they'll scrape a little neighborhood. And so I wanted to make it so people could do that.
Good to know. Thank you for
But
that.
yes, no minimums or maximums.
And all the numbers you're getting on the Mailbox Power website, does that count all of our affiliate websites as a whole, or do our individual replicated sites count individually as ours?
There's no way for us to, so those affiliate landing pages, it's not individual pages for each affiliate, right? It's literally just a unique tracking code that allows us to do that. So really it's just one funnel. It's not like we have individual pages for each person that would allow us to do something like that. So yeah, that's definitely separated.
So maybe perhaps all of those leads that go to the website can be somehow distributed among the affiliates that are active as an incentive to do more.
Well, so you still get your leads, right? That those we take our main Mailbox Power website. We don't take any traffic from your guys's affiliate pages, if that makes sense.
Oh,
So all of
I
that data still goes to you.
Oh, I thought we don't get or can have the ability to get leads from our affiliate pages. That's what I thought you just said, that there's no way to separate it.
Yeah, there's no way to separate. Correct. What I'm saying is we aren't currently like running the website campaigns off of your guys's individual page or off of those specific funnel pages,
Okay.
if that makes sense.
Okay.
So we're only tracking the main Mailbox Power website, and then we've got the separate funnel pages that are specific for affiliates that we don't track websites from.
But is it possible? But is it possible to track using the affiliate sites, our own affiliate sites? No.
No. I mean, if you create your own funnels, absolutely.
Okay.
But not from our main website. No.
So I'd have to create a separate landing page somewhere else.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I said, there's not 1,000 funnels that we have for each
Right.
individual affiliate.
Right.
Yeah.
I just want to know,
No.
be clear, how to get the leads that we're looking for in Mailbox Power. If Mailbox Power is our main source of income and business, how we would actually acquire people interested in Mailbox Power for each affiliate. And that's what you'd have to do.
Yeah. Yeah. Just have your own funnels as well,
Okay.
which we have options for you to be able to do that stuff too. Yeah.
Got it. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Good questions. Mark, you've got a question as well. Go ahead and say if you'd like to.
Yeah, you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, so our advantage as affiliates, since there's no income, is that it helps us sell the package, right? Okay, so when will we see those listed in the package offerings that are on our landing pages? I mean, I looked at as soon as yesterday or the day before, and that hasn't changed. So if somebody is on our site, when will they start seeing the fact that you can use these in the two different packages?
Yeah, so that's a great point, and that's something that I literally was thinking about 9 p.m. last night. So yes, we talked about it yesterday here, and I was then sitting there last night thinking, I still need to add the updates. I thought I added it to the main pricing page, but I need to
Yeah,
update some of the
too
content
many
for the
details. I understand.
yeah, there's a lot of
Also,
different pages to update, but we'll get there,
yeah,
absolutely.
I understand. Uh, so what you said a while ago is we can limit our spend. In other words, if we know we want to spend $10 a day, however much they cost per lead, we say we only want that many leads, and then I assume it's first come, first served. In other words, the first 10 of the day, if you say you want 10 leads, then once it hits 10, then you're not going to see anything that happens after that. Is that
That's
accurate?
correct. Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. And so I can actually open up a campaign here to show you guys real quick as well.
Bob, we'll get you right after.
Okay, can you see this?
Yes.
So
Yes.
in here we have the campaign financials,
Okay.
and you have the ability to do the continual top up, which is basically like how the wallet automatically reloads. And you can switch this to be either weekly versus monthly. And then down below here, you can see how many contacts per day does the client want to receive,
Okay.
right? And you can limit either per day or a limit over the month.
Gotcha.
So, you might want to do per month if you have maybe less traffic and you want to make sure that like maybe 2 of the days you got a big spike and you might not want to miss out on some of that traffic, right? Because those couple days, maybe you sent a bunch of people to your site, and because it capped out at 10, now you're not going to get those other people. So maybe the limit per month might be a good idea. But you'll be able to see here that below there's actually the calculations that tells you exactly how it's broken down. It shows the cost per contact. It shows you the total based off of the amount of contacts that you wanted. And then up here, you can also choose to just do a one-time.
Meaning a one-time spend as opposed to replenishing.
Correct.
Yeah. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you.
Yep, absolutely.
Good questions. Okay, yeah, Bob, go ahead. I know you got
All right.
question.
I hope you can hear me okay. I'm sitting in my car in a parking lot. Good. Just real quick question. Can the code snippet be used on more than one web page or website? I have multiple little websites that I refer people to. Can I use that code snippet on multiple pages?
Yes, absolutely.
Good. Excellent.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'll show that as well. So you can go into the visitor reveal tab, and when you're creating a campaign, you can actually click here to add another URL. And so you can just keep adding that URL, and that'll allow you to add one code snippet for each one, but it'll track each of those. Just make sure that after you've done this, that you do the testing, because you can actually send a test contact to validate the funnel or website that you've added the code to.
Okay, so this gives us a chance to differentiate which of those websites is giving us the most traffic.
Correct. Yeah. So you can either do multiple in one, or you can also just do completely separate campaigns. You don't have to bundle them together. If you want to have better analytics on tracking each individual funnel or website, then I would just create separate campaigns.
Okay.
But just know that you would have to have a budget for each one, because right now the wallets are one for each campaign. Hopefully that makes sense.
Understood. So if I get same code snippet in different places, that'll work.
Yep. Absolutely. Yep. And yeah, just to reiterate, guys, we are working on it right now so that there will be a centralized wallet system where each campaign pulls from in the near future here. The developers are working on it, but in the meantime, it's each one has its own individual wallet. Okay,
And then Bob, did you
great. Is there any other questions, or should I, dive in myself and kind of do some examples?
Do some
How
examples.
difficult is it?
Do some examples.
Okay. Yeah. How difficult is it? Well, it's pretty easy. I guess it depends on your funnel or website, like what your builder is, you know what I mean? But almost all website builders and funnel builders nowadays, um, unless they're ancient, but almost all of them nowadays have a header code section. Um, anyway, sorry, I'm just seeing Turner smile over there. But yeah, so every builder has a specific code section where you can basically just copy this code, click the button, and then paste that into the header section. I'll pull open our Rocket Notes and show you guys an example. But yeah, I would say literally if you're having difficulty, you can always just Google or ChatGPT, and I'm sure it'll tell you exactly where to go and what to do because we've got so much content on the internet now. Like if you're using GoDaddy or Squarespace or any of those builders, they all have a header section code. After you paste it, you can click this button to check the embedded code. So here, I'll pull open Rocket Notes real quick. Give me a moment. Okay, so I'll use our Dan Kennedy book funnel as an example. So here's a funnel builder, right? And instead of even needing to go into the editor, I can just go straight into settings. And you'll see here header tracking code. And that's basically all it is, and some of them might call it a just tracking code section, but almost all of them call it the header. But basically all you have to do is just paste the code in, click save. And now I can go back here and click check the embedded code. Let's see, yeah, that's the one. I select the URL here, click submit. And now our system's going to run a check and make sure that the tracking code was added properly.
which is so nice.
And yeah, super simple. And it says right here, do not refresh the page while this check is happening. And there we go. All of 30 seconds took, really simple to do. But again, yeah, I think it's just about making sure you know how to do it for your specific site, right? If I go onto here, it's like add header code to WordPress or Squarespace or Wix. And it'll just tell you right here, even if you're using Google AI or you're just using Google search, but it'll tell you exactly where to go. And again, you're just copying and pasting and that's about it. So it sounds a lot harder than it really is, I think, is my point there.
William, just a quick follow-up. You have to have the campaign put together first before you can do that, correct?
That's correct. Yeah. So you want to go in and create the campaign. You don't have to have the budgets and everything set up in order to be able to place the code. For example, I don't have a budget set up for this campaign yet. So yeah, you can basically you have to go in and add the URL, add the campaign name, choose the type of data that you would want to generate, and then any settings down here. So basically you just fill this out and click save, and then you can go back and get the header code, because that generates the unique tracking code that we need once that's created.
And just to add as well, if you have this on your site or a client site or something that you're getting sent from Mailbox Power and you say, hey, we just want to double check. We think we did it right. Is it good to go? Let us know and just email us or message us and we'll double check for you for sure. So we can make sure everything's good to go. If you're ever just like, just worried about it or whatever, we got you.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, just run that check because it will tell you if you've got an error, and then you can message support after and we'll make sure to help if we need to hop on. Another thing that I think is really relevant here is the fact that we released the advanced information for website leads. This is something that I'm absolutely blown away about. The fact that not only we can get the leads from your website, but we can also get things like their income level, their gender, their marital status, their credit scores, their home values, how big their home is. Like it's insane to me that we have access to data points like this. But when you're talking about a realtor that you're trying to get on Mailbox Power, you now have the ability to pull people's home values or home prices or credit scores, right? It's absolutely phenomenal. There's a lot of amazing data points with this. Another thing that I think is really relevant is just the fact that you have this product to offer people with your affiliate, right? I know myself, when I'm talking to people, they almost don't even believe it that we have a tool that can do this stuff. And not only that, but if you pair it properly in everything that you're showing or presenting or talking about with somebody, I love to start at the dynamic QR code software, where I talk about the fact that we have the ability to tell you the exact person that scanned your QR code. And then, half the time I'll get, oh, well, what information do you get from that? And it's like, well, you don't get information from that, but we're able to know that John Smith at 123 Main Street scanned that QR code, which is still phenomenal. But now you have the ability to also scrape that information from them going to your website. It's phenomenal. So it's kind of come full circle with this tool. And there's a lot of different industries that people are going to really do really well with this. And then the fact, you can automate postcards and whatever else you want after the lead is generated. It's just top notch. So, that's the website visitor reveal. Does anybody should I show the integration and how that works? I think that's probably pretty relevant. Basically, after you've created the campaign, you're going to have a couple options in here. The main one is Mailbox Power right here. And so this allows you to automatically send any of the contacts generated into any contact group that you want to. Mm-hmm. So make sure that you check the box here at the top to connect to Mailbox Power. Otherwise, it won't be turned on at all. Okay. Very important little tiny checkbox at the top. So just remember that. And I think that we might have turned that on by default now, but I'll have to go double check. But anyways, this will automatically sync all of your contact groups. And so you just come into here and select what contact groups you want to add people to. And then we've got some really amazing filtering here, where basically you can either select states or specific zip codes. And the whole purpose of this, which I think I've spoken about before, but I think it's still really important. Basically, our websites generate leads from all over the place, right? Sometimes even if you're a roofer or general contractor or whatever it might be, you still might have somebody that, goes to your website and they're 5 hours away from you. Now, you probably don't want to send that person a postcard and spend 73 cents to do that, right? Because if I'm a roofer, I only work on jobs that are within an hour from me, maybe less even, right? So this allows you to actually filter who you want to actually send postcards to. So you can come in and say, I don't want to send postcards to anybody that's not in my own state or not in this specific zip code. And then, of course, you can always send a test contact as well to make sure that the sync is active. So for example, if you wanted to integrate your CRM, you can click to add an integration. We've got integrations with ClickFunnels and Zapier and webhooks. We've got Lead Connector here. We've got SendGrid. And so, with Zapier and stuff there, you can basically do anything. And then you of course, can also do whatever you need to through our direct integration. So anyways, yeah, make sure you're sending the leads where you need to, and make sure you just set up the integration for Mailbox Power so that you're adding those contacts. Now, let's say you don't. Let's say you forget, right? I built the campaign. I forgot to integrate it with my contact group. Now, what you have to do is you go into your dashboard and you can actually select the specific campaign that you built. And you can also filter between visitor reveal or the intent leads. Okay. So if you're doing the keyword stuff, you can switch to the intent finder, or if you want to scrape your leads for the visitor reveal, you can do that. And then you can filter by the specific campaigns. So now I've got my campaign for visitor reveal, and I can scroll down here, and this will show all of the contact details that I've generated. Okay. So now I can come right over here and download this data, and I can always just import it into Mailbox Power if I forgot. Okay. So I just want to make sure everybody knows that. And there's a way to track your performance for your campaigns and things like that also through the dashboard. How we doing so far? All good? Any questions for me?
We got some from Suzanne and Bruce.
Okay,
And Kim.
let's shoot.
Go ahead, Suzanne.
Yes, I guess I'm confused. We used to call automations campaigns. So I'm kind of confused at, what exactly is an AI campaign? What is it, just a name? Is it, is it a direction to send something somewhere? I mean, I guess I'm lost on that particular word.
Are you talking about the AI prospecting suite as a whole?
Well, I don't know. It just says select campaign type, select campaign name, and I don't know, when you say campaign, what are you talking about? Is
I'm
it
talking
just
about inside of this tool,
okay?
there's campaigns for each visitor reveal and intent finder. So the visitor reveal, this is when we create our website campaign to generate leads from our website. That's considered a one campaign.
Do you name
Okay.
that something like I don't know, Mailbox
Absolutely.
Power campaign or whatever?
Yep, absolutely. That's why this
Okay.
one's called Mailbox Power. And I could even call it, Mailbox Power Dan Kennedy book, right? And so now this URL I'm able to track, and I know exactly what that's about.
Okay, so it's just naming each particular thing that you're tracking.
Correct.
It's a name for the tracking. Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
better
And so
now. Okay.
that's considered a campaign. Yeah,
Okay. I
And then-
was just getting a little confused. Thank you.
totally understand. Yeah. No, thanks for that clarification. I think that's great.
Good. And then Kim says, please explain the difference between using Intent Finder and B2B Intent Finder.
Gotcha. So the B2B intent finder we haven't fully released yet into the AI prospecting suite on the Mailbox Power side, but we will probably shortly. But as far as the difference is, let me actually pull open Web to Mailbox here, just on its own.
I just want a quick preface. If this is going over your head, that's okay. This may not be something that you want to tell people about right now. Totally fine. We're just making sure that you kind of have a little bit of a background on it for when people do ask about it, or you find someone that has a lot of traffic coming to their website.
Yeah. And I guess, if I were to try to make things simple, because that's a great point, Turner, right? And there's definitely questions that people have when you tell them about it. But I would say 99% of the time, the biggest question is it legal? Yes, absolutely, it's legal. Don't worry, there's tons of companies doing the same type of stuff. It's about having the best data possible with the tool, right? And then the next thing that I think is important is basically we're able to track the IP address for the person visiting, and then we go all the way down to the individual MAC address of the device ID. So, like here, this is Willie's iPhone, right? And so they're able to pull data specifically saying that William Grader is looking at mailboxpower.com, right? So it's really interesting, but that's, a couple of the main questions that I get asked. And again, I would just say the biggest piece of the website, of the visitor reveal, is that you can now take people from the dynamic QR code on a postcard, you can drive them to a website, you get notified about the QR code scan, and then now you get their information on top of that. And with the advanced information, their credit scores, their income levels, all of those amazing things. So it's not just phone number and email anymore. It's a whole lot of other stuff. It's pretty cool. Now, moving on to the B2B and Intent Finder. The difference between the two is this. So these are both, let me give a little context. These are keyword campaigns. Okay, so basically, we are able to purchase data directly from the internet service providers. So when you are on your internet, we can buy that data. And you search for things on your internet, the internet providers sell that. And so basically, you're able to create a campaign, and you're able to say, I want to generate leads for these specific keywords. So when somebody searches for those keywords on their home internet, we're able to generate those people as a lead. It's intent-based data, right? It's just like when you search for a pair of socks on your Amazon, and then 2 hours later, you see an ad on Hulu or Netflix or Amazon with socks, right? That's how powerful retargeting happens. So basically, we're able to generate those leads from the keywords. And so there's the consumer side of the keyword campaigns versus the B2B keywords. So basically, the regular intent finder says that John Smith at 123 Main Street was searching for specific keywords, whereas the B2B intent finder says Mailbox Power was looking for these John Smith works at Mailbox Power, and he was looking at these specific keywords, and John Smith is the CEO of Mailbox Power, and here's his LinkedIn profile, and all of the business information about the company, right? So it says their annual sales revenue, how many employees they have, how long have they been in business. So there's just a ton of data points there for those B2B intent-based campaigns. So hopefully does that make sense to everybody?
It's two different things, though, is what you're saying.
Correct. It's definitely two different campaign types.
Two different
Yes.
campaigns. You have to approach it like one or the other or both.
Yeah, correct. So, you know, for the regular intent finder, it's like, I guess an example I could give is this. I am a real estate agent. I want to generate leads for anybody that is searching for selling my home or buy a home or real estate agents or listing agents, you know, any of those specific keywords, because you want to find the actual consumers that are searching for those keywords versus the B2B intent finder, where maybe I'm a real estate broker and I want to find new agents. I want to find new realtors or something, right? So then you could search for specific keywords and find businesses that match those keywords. Maybe I could have done a better example, but hopefully that makes sense.
Well, am I understanding that you, okay, I have a business, right? But I don't have a business page on any place. I will have a website soon. But are you making that distinction? In other words, do we have to think, okay, I want is that search coming from a business website or from an individual website? I mean, where does the distinction need to be made, I guess, is what I'm asking.
Yeah, so it's not that it's necessarily coming from a business website. It's more that the search is being done from a business owner.
But how does the system know that? Do we have to think of that ahead of time, or is that's
Nope.
what I'm trying to figure out?
No. So can you see my screen right here where it shows the B2B intent finder?
Yes.
So this will be released. I don't know exactly the timeline when we'll add that in, but it's going to be included on the executive plan. And so basically, these are two separate, completely different campaigns. And so the intent finder is just the generalized campaigns for the keywords versus this is a separate for business keywords. And so, yeah, I guess that's the way to explain it, is that you get the name of the person searching, you get all of their information, but you also get all of the information about the business that they own. Does that make sense, Mark? Looks like maybe his internet glitched out.
Okay, so I have a question. So for all this additional data that we're getting from all these leads and contacts, and they're going to our contact manager in a group, all the other data that we're getting, are there new fields being created so that maybe new merge fields can be created to use in cards? How is all that extra data managed as far as fields in a contact?
That is actually a really great question. Thank you. So right now I know that we have a lot of the main data points mapped for the contact groups. I'll have to talk to my team about all of the other extra data points, because it's true we aren't currently adding those into specific fields. I think probably the main reason is because it's going to be difficult to map 50 different data points into a contact record. You know what I mean?
Where does that extra data show up? Can you
So-
see it?
Yeah, so you can download the list of your contacts at any time, and it will give you all of those. All the contacts with all the data points will be there.
download within the AI tool, or
Correct. Yeah, you just go into your
not
dashboard.
not in your contact manager.
Correct. Not in the contact manager for Mailbox Power. Do it inside the AI prospecting suite
Okay.
and basically just select the campaign that you want to download the leads for, and then scroll down and click download data.
Okay. Well,
And you can also, by the way, you can also still view all of the advanced data points through here as well.
I think for
So-
main additional data, like maybe credit score or something like that, could be added as fields so that they can be used as merge fields in content.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I'll talk about it with the team and see if stuff like that is possible or how we can map that specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, great question. Thank you.
Wonderful.
And then yeah, just let me go to here. Let me see if I've got some leads that I can pull in that have advanced data points to show you guys. But yeah, this is one of the things you can also just look at the contacts. Here we go. This is exactly what I wanted. So you can come in. Thanks for pausing the personal information.
Right on.
Love it. Good timing. Okay. Any other questions for me?
I think what we'll do, Will, is we'll put this in the group. The recording will be in there, and then we'll open that up for questions. And then if you have one that's directed that Will can answer, or we'll just have Will kind of check it every once in a while for the next week or so, and
Love it.
questions he'll cover. Be good to go.
Great. Okay, well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you having me on here, Turner. And yeah, I'll keep an eye out for any other questions that we have in the group.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, thanks everybody for coming on today. Again, we always let our affiliates know when these things are coming out. We want to make sure that you have all the questions answered. Remember that you always have me through Facebook Messenger to ask me any questions you have. Any questions at all. There's no dumb questions, okay? And if there's ever something I don't know, I just go to Will. And so I just give him a call and we get it answered. So anything you got, we'll make sure that we get those answered here in the next little bit. Suzanne, do you have something super fast?
Just real quick. William, when you were doing the key finder, or is that what it's called? Anyway, is it a campaign for each word that you are looking for, or can you do a string of words, or how does that work?
Yeah, great question. I'll show two things just super quick here, Turner, because this could be important. So number one, yes, you do want to make sure that you put multiple keywords. So for example, you can see this is a campaign I did for a roofer where basically I put in all of what might be considered the top keywords for his industry. Number one. Number two is these are also things that he mentioned to me he would like to work with, right? So these are some of his specialties. So that way, if he does generate leads for metal roofing, he's already an expert on that. So that's great, right? Anyway, so yes, you can add multiple keywords in a single campaign, or you can have separate campaigns as well. And then the last thing that I want to mention is when you do a keyword campaign, you can also do, so after you create the campaign, you can go into the search volume estimate here. And you can then use this estimate, which will basically, you type in the area that you want to generate leads for, whether it's specific zip codes or the state. And then you type in the keywords that you think might be good keywords, right? And you can basically then you click get count, and our system is going to do a 7-day look back through our data systems, and will actually tell you, hey, these specific keywords rank higher, right? So you might want to use these ones because these are where you're going to get leads for, right? So obviously the keyword roofing is going to get plenty. But maybe you only want to get roof repair or roof replacement, right? Maybe you don't want to be as broad as roofing. So instead, you just want to get these onesie twosies. But again, that's over a 7-day period. So there's 2, 4, 6, 8, 9, right? Roof replacement cost, metal roofing, roof replacement. So, anyways, be strategic with how you're thinking about the keywords themselves. It's one of the most important things for generating the leads. And do the search volume estimate. You click get count, and then when you do that, it's going to automatically show you. You can click to do the count, and then you can go back in, and down below you'll see here that it's going to show the results below, and you don't even have to refresh the page. That will just automatically show you the reviews or the rankings. So anyways, thank you. Hopefully that helps. Thanks,
Awesome.
everybody.
Okay, perfect. Thanks so much, Will. Again, put your questions in the recording that I'm going to put in the group here about an hour. I'm actually headed to Utah to be in the office tomorrow. So, and again, if you want any kind of behind the scenes at the office there at Mailbox Power, I can take videos, pictures, whatever you want. Just hit me up on Facebook. I'll send those over to you as well. Help you out in any way I possibly can. All right, everybody, have an amazing rest of your Tuesday, and we'll talk real soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good one.